Welcome everyone to Objectify project presentation. So table of contents. We'll start off with an introduction about me, moving on to the project introduction, which contains about 3 slides. Then we'll go on functions available in Objectify, my application, technologies behind the application, vote of thanks, and finishing off with the demonstration of the project. My name is Kyra Behl. I'm 14 years old and I've recently finished grade 8 and transitioning to grade 9 in the coming academic year. When I'm not coding, you can find me on the piano or the golf course. My other hobbies beside coding are sketching and writing books, including book reviews. I'm a published author on Amazon, and I've had some of my books sold in local bookstores as well. In total, I have published about 3 books and have my new novel in the midst of being published. Project introduction. So, starting with my app introduction, my app, also known as Objectify, is a fully functioning machine which can scan objects around it through pictures and even gives a speech output of their names. The purpose of my app is to help visually impaired people or anyone with some sort of disability. In a way, I want to create my app as a lifeline for those who find difficulties in doing simple everyday tasks. The name of my machine is Objectify, and the motto of this machine is Know Your Regular Object Detector. As well as giving the labels and names of the objects, it gives key information about them as well. As you can see in the image above, this is a little bit about my GUI, it's a snapshot of it, and it shows a bit of the functions and the buttons available in it. Now, well then, how will this be beneficial to the society? I want to make my project accessible to everyone, so I'll be adding features that will make it easier for visually impaired people who have difficulty in recognizing objects around them. The app will be able to read out the objects near them, and people who lack the power of hearing, the machine will give out text output and image outputs for them, making it accessible and easy for them to respond back. The main motive and advantage of my machine is that we programmed to be accessible for everyone and give as much as accurate responses back to the user. So now, why did I choose this project? I chose this project because of how unique and helpful it is to the current society. Google Lens is definitely more advanced than the regular Google search engine we use every day. It is highly developed as well. I was really intrigued by how Google Lens functions and the code behind it, but I noticed how people with disabilities might face some problems in using such applications like this, which is why I thought of making my project user-friendly for all and working around this issue. And what better way to choose it as my internship project? So now, the functions available in Objectify. So on the left, you can see what functions are available, and on the right, you can see them in action. So the first function of the app is that there is a successful user interface app screen. So as you can see on the right, there is a screenshot of this GUI created for the users and how it has functions and buttons making it accessible for the user. Then there is an open button which allows any user to upload any picture of their choice. So as to the right, you can see that I uploaded this example picture and how the machine responded back to me. There is a clear output of the objects detected in the picture. So as you can see that there is a dog and a cat, and the machine successfully recognized that this is a dog, this is a cat, what animal they are, and what breed do they fall into. So basically just the categories. So a speech output is then given to the user after the text or image output is given. So after the text and the image output is given, right away the speech output is also given. A clear feedback button option which allows the user to share their feedback. So this feedback button, so this will allow the user to give their feedback back to me, and I will get to know some more about their opinion and how they felt about the application. And then lastly, there is a button which redirects you to a form where you can upload your feedback in more detail and you're able to contact the developer of the application, me. So here it is on the right, the feedback for Objectify. This is a proper application. You share your name and your feedback at the same time. So now technology is behind the project. The libraries I've used to create my application is the pandas library, the yellow weights and configuration file as data to train my machine, text-to-speech library, the OpenCV library, the NumPy library, web browser library, the tkinter library, and other libraries for my GUI application. So that this helped me with creating my GUI screen and creating all these buttons and labels and cool functions I've added to it. So now the techniques of AI used in my project, there's a deep learning, computer vision, image detector classifier, and the speech output. The platform I've used for creating this machine is Jupyter Notebook, and I kept PyCharm just in case, but I went with Jupyter Notebook. Thank you very much for going through my presentation, and now be moving to my favorite part, which is the demonstration of the project. So as you can see, I've opened up the GUI screen, which pops up as a window. And so firstly, it just says welcome to Object Detector, and the title is also there, Objectify. There's a logo, there's a very nice lens picture, there is the open button, and there's also the submit the feedback button right over here. And then there is the user feedback button as well. So let me just open it up. So when you press the open button, you're allowed to access any files in your desktop. And so here's the animal one. So I'm just gonna put this picture of an example over here.
This is dog, animal, Finnish Spitz breed. This is cat, animal, Tabby breed.
So as you can see, the machine successfully made a box around the object of the being it detected. After that, I gave the label, which is dog and cat. Then I followed into more key details that this is an animal, so it's a living being. Then what type of animal, what breed is it? And then after that, it just pops up for a few seconds, gives the text output, the image output, the speech output, and then automatically closes, ready for the user to put any other picture of their choice. So now this is the next one.
This is cell phone, iPhone Model 5. This is apple, red fruit. This is bottle, plastic material storing water.
So as you can see, first I made a box around it, it gave a text output, it gave the image output, of course, and then it gave the iPhone. So it first detected that it's an Apple iPhone, and what model is it, and what like category it falls into as a model. It's Model 5, so it's iPhone Model 5. Then for the apple, it detected that it's a fruit and it's red in color. It detected that the bottle it seems to be made of plastic material and it stores water. So it gives back to the user, making them easier to find out what objects around them through the help of this application. Now, the next two functions, the last two, are the submit your feedback and helping the user and the developer know how the user feels about when they use the application. So I'm going to write here really helpful and easy to use. I'm going to submit it.
Thank you for using our application and your feedback. For detailed feedback, please click on the user feedback button and fill it out.
So after that, as you can see over here, the machine responds back and says, really helpful and easy to use. And it automatically gives back to me the what image I have uploaded and what feedback am I giving back. And after that, it tells me to go to the user feedback button so I can give my feedback in more detail. And you can see how the AI responds back to me now. So,
You have entered the user feedback document, feel free to share your opinion. And once again, thank you for your time.
So as you can see, the feedback button over here. So here's the feedback for Objectify application. Basically the button redirects you to a form where you can give your feedback in more detail, which is really helpful for me. So I could look at areas where I can improve or where some things that I could add, making my application much more better than how it currently is and making it more user friendly for everyone. So over here you can write your name and your feedback, and I automatically get to know all this stuff right away. So just once again, a huge thank you for going through my whole presentation, the video, and thanks a lot for your valuable time.